Kennedy has made this clean sweep of this expert vaccine panel.
Like the arsonist complaining about fires in the neighborhood. This is a group of doctors, infectious disease researchers, and pediatricians.
We've got more attacks being launched on our public health to cover, and more specifically vaccines, as CNN breaks down RFK Jr. removing an entire CDC panel and advisory panel for vaccines. So buckle up, take a moment if you can, leave us a like on the video. It gives us a huge boost in the algorithm. It really helps us and our channel grow, and let's jump right into the discussion.
Kennedy has made this clean sweep of this expert vaccine panel. What will be the biggest impact of this?
Well, Pamela, what I'm hearing from folks both on the panel and externally in the public health world is that they're concerned that particularly physicians, who are the most trusted advisors, especially for parents deciding whether to vaccinate their kids, that physicians won't have this trusted panel that's been around since 1964 to depend on to go to understand what the recommendations are for vaccines. And perhaps an external source may need to be established to provide that kind of trusted guidance.
And remember, guys, to MAGA, merit matters the most and is the only thing we should consider when it comes to black hires, but not when it comes to listening to any professional ever who disagrees with MAGA conspiracies. Then your expertise is, of course, a conflict of interest, and we should listen to people with no qualification. It's an insane move all around to pretend that removing doctors, lifelong researchers, pediatricians who have long stood to ensure the safety and efficacy of our vaccines somehow makes America safer because what? They won't buy into your quack science about the COVID vaccine? Like, why are we doing this? It was just opportunistic for MAGA to make this a political topic, and now we're throwing out established science. Like, these people don't even know what they're talking about when they speak on vaccines. Someone the other day tried to tell me that Big Pharma made vaccines, which might be the most wildly ignorant thing I've heard someone say to hold such a confident opinion on them regardless.
This is the Advisory Committee on Immunization Practices, or the ACIP. This is this expert group of outside advisors to the CDC that meets in public and makes recommendations. All of their conflicts of interest are all stated, and occasionally they recuse themselves if there is something that's considered an issue. But folks that I've talked with said that these folks are extremely well vetted. This is a group of doctors, infectious disease researchers, and pediatricians, all now getting dismissed. One public health person I spoke with, Dr. Michael Osterholm, called the idea that RFK Jr., who has spread distrust in vaccines himself, is doing this in order to restore public trust. He said that's like the arsonist complaining about fires in the neighborhood.
It reflects more steps of RFK Jr. and the Trump administration dismantling our ability to fight infectious disease and other ailments that we might face, from mass defunding medical research, funding grants that to colleges that carry out clinical trials, defunding women's reproductive health centers, removing vaccine recommendations so insurances won't cover them, and now destroying the very panel of professionals who tell doctors which vaccines are safe and aren't, what the side effects are, and who should be taking what. Do not be fooled either. This is only being done because they are behind the COVID vaccine, because of course all science supports the COVID vaccine, its efficacy and benefits, and RFK and Trump would rather replace them with partisan yes men like they have the rest of the government. So good luck to your kids' health.
Maintaining this specific committee was a promise that Senator Bill Cassidy said RFK Jr. made to him when he voted for him. Take a listen to this speech he made in February about it.
It confirmed he will maintain the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention's Advisory Committee on Immunization Practices recommendations without changes.
Now, Cassidy posting on X yesterday that, of course, now the fear is the ACIP will be filled up with people who know nothing about vaccines except suspicion. He says, I've spoken with Secretary Kennedy and I'll continue to talk with him to ensure this is not the case. We'll see what that means, Pamela.
I mean, how many times will this administration brazenly lie and then be called out and it be out publicly that they did so to Americans, to Congress, and more, with no repercussions had, from we can't return Abrego Garcia to I won't destroy the vaccine safety panel. What's remarkable about this is that Cassidy is a Republican. RFK Jr. had to tell that lie to his own party, to the party that reflects Trump's administration. It's not even like he was just telling liberals whatever they want to hear so Trump's pick can get in, which is bad in its own right, don't get me wrong. But he even knew he was too extreme for his own party, meaning he almost certainly would not have had the confirmation votes in Senate if he was upfront and honest, so he knowingly lied to get them. But of course, MAGA's not going to care about any of this, even though it would be the end of the world if Democrats did it, because they actually don't value kids, their kids' lives, other kids' lives. They don't value the health and safety of like their grandparents or other elderly people, all being put at risk because of this stupidity, because like, hey, you know, it feels like we're owning the libs.